Have you ever found yourself worrying about every single thing, feeling out of place, feeling constant worry, sweating profusely, having panic, feeling internal shakiness, having to run to the bathroom? On today's video, how to cope with anxiety, I'm going to be talking about what anxiety is, the various types of anxiety, how to prevent anxiety, how to deal with anxiety in your life so you can have a more prosperous, more abundant life, because no one should have to live in a constant state of worry. That's not good for your cortisol levels. That is not good for your system. Okay, and for those of you who don't know me, I'm Avishai, international best-selling author, showing people how to live holistically and stress-free in their mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual states. Certified holistic health coach, psychic medium, everybody knows that about me. Life coach, whatever you want to call it. I have too many Gemini placements to put myself in a box. I have too many Gemini and then I have Aquarius placements too. It's just like I can't be put in a box. Be sure to subscribe so you get more of these videos. And so what is anxiety? So many people experience anxiety and people are really trying to normalize it. And I'm like, why are we trying to normalize something that doesn't make you feel good? We need to stop normalizing things that don't make us feel good and just constantly saying, I have anxiety, I have anxiety, I have this. I've been guilty of saying that before. Okay, so this is not me flying out of the sky with a green juice and I already had the manual of how to live a perfect life. No, I've experienced that, as people know. And it's not a good feeling to be in a constant state of worry, like constantly feeling like you're on a damn elliptical going at like 100 miles per hour in your head. Just what if this happens? What if that happens? What should I do if this occurs and if that occurs and this? It's just like, stop. Oh God, and overthinking. We're gonna address that a little bit. Okay, comment below if you could relate to your mind going like miles per hour, or if you could relate to having anxiety. I would love to know. So anxiety is, again, constantly being in a state of worry, a state of stress, just constant. You know how bad that is for your cortisol levels? This is why people walk around with what I call adrenal fatigue. Your kidneys sit on top of your adrenals, and you can't tell me that your kidneys are also not affected. So what happens in the body is you're constantly accumulating all these toxic thoughts. I heard weapons. Spirit Creator said weapons. They are weapons to your body. Toxic thoughts create acidity within the body. They also cause the body to malfunction. Your kidneys aren't able to and liver are no longer able to filter this out because they're constantly being bombarded, and constant worry is being pumped into your system and toxifying your blood. I heard blood accounts. I get intuitive messages, as everybody knows. So that's what I'm hearing. And it's just like, you're just plagued with negativity. And so your body is fighting its hardest to eliminate these things, you know? So the way in which you want to, I know I said to cope with it, and I'm gonna be a little bit contradictory because we know this is for people who are not ready, may want to cope with it, but for the rest of you who are like, I'm tired of anxiety. I have anxiety. I have to cover it for YouTube. I hate censorship. Oh my God. Don't get me started on Fahrenheit 451 Ray Bradbury burning books. This is exactly what it feels like. You can't say freedom of speech. You can show everything else. Okay. Focus. Yeah, anxiety is just not, it's not fun. And I kind of lost my train of thought, and that's okay. And maybe that's what you experience, is losing your train of thought, not being able to focus. Cool. You could feel cuckoo because I'm just picking up intuitive messages. That's how you could feel all day. Your brain is just constantly, some of you may even take medication for it. You know, there's a lot of people who take medication for anxiety. And the way in which you're going to halt this, which I'm going to talk about in the latest video, is by getting to the root of it. That's the first way of everything, okay? So there's different types of anxiety. People have generalized anxiety disorder. People have obsessive compulsive disorder. People have post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm sure there's other ones. There's just panic disorder, okay? And so you get this disorder. You get these disorders because there was no order in the court to begin with. Let me say that again. You get these, I also heard ADHD. You get these disorders because there was no order in the court to begin with. And as I said ADHD, I'm like, look at my nails. Maybe you guys need self-care. Self-care, okay? You can see them, they're very Halloween-like, very original and Halloween-y. I don't know, Spirit's having me talk about this. Maybe you guys really need to go get your nails done. That'll calm you down. Maybe you don't have time for self-care. That's what's causing you anxiety. These are black nails here. This is a cat. These are cat eyes. This is candy corn, vegan, healthy, sugar-free candy corns with a spider web on them. And then this is, she slayed the F out of my nails. Like, she really did it big. I adore my nail tech. Mwah. And they adore me too. I did not know she was gonna do the pumpkin like this. I thought she was gonna do like a basic bitchy round one, or a basic itchy, excuse me, YouTube, round pumpkin, and she put it there. Do what makes you happy. That's why you have anxiety, okay? So you have disorder to begin with because there was no order in the court. So now you have disorders, okay? This is what happens when everything just piles up, okay? Everything just piles up. For instance, let's say you were fired and then you just moved on, didn't address it because you're like, oh, okay, I was fired. It bothered you. And then what else happens? You had a breakup. You're like, okay, so now that's accumulating. And then people bullied you. And you're like, well, damn. And then, I don't know, you lost someone who was very valuable to you. Maybe it was a pet or something. You're just like, okay, so all these things have accumulated in your life. Maybe you had a traumatic experience where you were abandoned or you got left. Now that's like 5 things. Okay, now those 5 things, if you would have addressed the first thing and then the second thing after that, and then the third thing properly, and then the fourth thing properly, and then the 5th thing properly, there wouldn't be a disorder now. So your body is literally saying, due to the fact that nothing is getting addressed, I feel imbalanced. I'll say that again. Due to the fact that nothing is getting addressed, I feel imbalanced. And so this is not to blame you, but also know that you create your own life. Once you take accountability, although it could be outside sources, could have caused trauma in your life, could have caused all these things, but they're not here now. And let me tell you, people who usually cause you trauma and distress, they usually don't care after a while. Some people have no emotions, so they don't care, okay? So you have to give an F about you, and it starts with your healing. So how can you begin to heal yourself? In this process, I will tell you, you need to get to the root of it. You need to get to the root of it. If you go back to my procrastination video, I'll put it in the description box below. It's also linked somewhere on this video. You'll realize you're putting your healing on the back burner and you're just chalking it up to, I have anxiety, I have OCD, I have ADHD, I have all these things, I have generalized anxiety disorder, I have blah, 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 all these things that are honestly, at the end of the day, just saying you have an imbalance. There's always like Dr. Morse says, there's 2 sides of he said there's always 2 sides of chemistry. There's always 2. There's 2 sides of chemistry, and it's acidity and alkalinity. That even though it's a health term, everything is connected. It has to do with your life. Right now, you're on the acidic side, trying to be alkaline, trying to balance yourself so bad, and it's so difficult. And this is why when clients work with me, I do not do basic B itchy, basic bishy therapy. I don't do basic bishy life coaching. I don't do basic bishy anything because I'm not a basic B, okay? So that's why I don't do those things. I do not coach my clients that way because it doesn't help them. Instead, I have more esoteric knowledge, more spiritual knowledge. We go deeper. We look at what's deeper, okay? We look at what is deeper. And if you want exclusive access, to the astro therapy that I'm launching, then comment down below. And if you want to save your spot and get the early bird special of that, again, hit the description box below with that link, okay? We go deeper. I take a look at who you actually are as a person, because let's face it, yes, you may be dealing with anxiety due to traumas, but let's look at what, and I'm not gonna say what else, let's look at what else is causing it, okay? There are a lot of spiritual components that cause you to act out a certain way. And it has to do with supernatural. It has to do with various things. And so I go deep when I help people with that. And so you want to journal. When did this begin? When did you have anxiety? What would you like to experience? How would you like life to be? How was life before you had anxiety? Did you always have it? Do you still have it if you are on medication? You need to ask yourself these questions, okay? So that's what you want to do. If you are experiencing, anxiety, an anxious episode where you're just worried, you want to take time out. You want to do some deep breathing. You want to listen to meditation music. Then you want to journal when you settle yourself, okay? Sometimes people have anxiety because they are controlling. They try to control everything because they feel you have trust issues and you feel like your life has been out of control, and you panic because maybe you're a perfectionist or everything has to be perfect, because if it's not perfect, then you're seen. I'll say that again. Maybe you're a perfectionist, and if everything's not perfect, then you are seen. So again, that comes with, you need to obtain some more confidence within yourself. No matter what. You need to learn how to say, that's okay. It's all coming down. Some people think they have trust issues with other people. You have trust issues with yourself. Can you trust yourself? For instance, maybe you always feel like, I have to be on time for things. And if I'm not on time, I'm gonna have anxiety. That's great to be on time for things. I love being on time for things. That's great. But if you are not, that doesn't mean that your life is falling apart. That just means that, okay, we need to see what happened and why that happened so I don't do this again. Okay? So again, journaling will help you. Doing that exercise where you calm yourself down. In the next video, I'm actually going to be showing you more of those exercises. And definitely comment down below with what you want to know, what you've been experiencing, and let me know if this video is helpful. So I'll see you in the next one. Love, really peacefuls. Much love to all those who receive love, and hugs to those who need a hug.